Now at noon, a man pulled from the hull of a cargo ship on the ship channel. He is surrounded by an army of first responders and the odd fumes that overcame him. Plus, two men smash glass cabinets in a Sugarland jewelry store and get away with millions of dollars in jewelry. Plus, thousands are still under a boil water notice in Pearland. How businesses and schools are dealing with that problem. That alert went out yesterday after one of the city's water production facilities had an equipment failure. Good afternoon, I'm Sherman Chow. Water pressure back to normal, but officials are waiting on test results before issuing the all clear. It's impacting neighborhoods west of Highway 288 and many businesses in the area, including a Starbucks, which closed there. Bad news for folks wanting to get their coffee fix. Michelle Choi shows us a local donut shop, though, which was able to keep its doors open.
Here at Peña's, it's coffee and donuts as usual, despite some recent setbacks.
So we removed the water and we shut down the Coke machine.
Yes, ma'am. You have a good day.
Just a few steps this local hotspot took after a boil water alert was issued by the city. Located just west of 288 in Pearland, they're one of several businesses that's been affected by the notice, but it's not holding them back.
The first thing we did, being a business owner, was we were concerned about, what our product's going to be and all that. So we called the city up last night, and they gave us proper instructions on, how to get the water going.
And keep their doors open. This neon sign is sweet delight to the droves of customers that stop by.
A little busy, so it's warming up, so it feels good.
And you can easily see why. Check out these colorful assortments. This donut shop isn't called Donut Heaven for no reason. As customers continue to indulge, this shop is doing their best to oblige the best way they can in the meantime. Standing for Houston, Michelle Choi, KHOU 11 News.
Students back in class today as well, including in Alvin ISD, where they are dealing with that boil water notice as well. District asking parents to send bottled water with their kids to class today. Campuses will have water coolers and will make lunches using bottled water. Some HISD kids heading back to school ran into a little trouble, literally. Their bus had an accident on 288 at Belfort. 15 students on board attend Tanglewood Middle and T.H. Rogers Alternative Schools. No students were injured. A couple of school districts have announced makeup days after we lost 2 days because of those icy roads. Cy-Fair, Humble, and Houston ISDs will have class on Monday, February the 19th. That's President's Day. Humble will also reduce the number of late arrival and early release days. We'll let you know as more districts decide what to do with their schedules. In Cleveland, 1,400 customers spent last night without heat. Crews had to manually turn off gas meters across town while repairing electricity. Well, now that that's done, the gas meters have to be turned back on manually. And this morning, the icy road problems continued for some areas. 59 North in Fort Bend County between 762 and Williams Way shut down earlier today. Metro also shut down HOV lanes across Houston this morning. And HPD tweeting, drive slowly. Since the winter blast hit us, they have responded to nearly 1,000 crashes on Houston roadways. We've got a live look over downtown Houston. We do have some more cold temperatures tonight, but there is relief in sight. Man, it is hazy outside. Brooks Garner here with another big temperature swing. Hey, Brooks.
You got it, Sherman. Clouds, the name of the game today. The last really raw, cold day. No precipitation to be found, just more of this. Highs today will barely scratch 40 degrees. So it gets very interesting over the next couple of days because we will warm up significantly. In fact, we're looking for high temperatures pushing the mid-70s. By Sunday. Imagine that when currently it's only 34 degrees. Winds out of the southeast, though. The southeast wind direction, a warming wind direction, but it's going to take a good 36 hours for that warm air to get here. It's 39 in Galveston, 35 in Conroe, 36 degrees in Sugar Land. And as I mentioned, no rain on the radar, but plenty of clouds. These clouds will persist for much of the day today, if not all day. It looks like, in fact, they're thickening up as time goes by. We had a freeze last night, and I'm thinking we'll see another light freeze tonight, especially north of Houston. And from under these clouds, we could even see a little bit of drizzle or light rain by daybreak tomorrow. That could be a little bit of a fly in the ointment. A fly in the ointment, in fact, if temperatures are at or slightly below freezing in places where that rain or sleet is falling. Well, more on that coming up. But for today, highs around 40, chilly conditions and overcast. Sherman.
All right, thank you very much, Brooks. Sugar Land police looking for a pair of jewel thieves who made off with $2 million in bling last week. The pair pretending to shop at Hutton's, a jewelry store near town center. Then one pulls out a hammer and starts smashing the display cases open. Wow, look at those throws. If you have any information, please call SPD or Crime Stoppers. Air 11 was over a rescue in the Houston Ship Channel this morning. One person was found unresponsive in the hull of that ship. Firefighters say molasses was fermenting and those fumes overcame the worker. He was taken to the hospital. Over on the north side, Houston firefighters seem to have contained a blaze at a home on Averill Street. This is going to be near Patton. Unclear what caused the fire. Thick smoke pouring out of the roof. No word yet on if there were any injuries. Prosecutors have presented charges against 3 men accused of tying up then killing a couple inside their spring home. None of the suspects appeared in court. Investigators believe the murders of Bao and Jenny Lam started as a burglary. They have not yet found any connection between the couple and the suspects at this time. Police say a homeless man in southwest Houston helped authorities catch 3 burglary suspects breaking into a bar. The man called 911 after seeing the men bust into El Zorro Bar on DeMoss near Fondren. The crooks busted red-handed, stealing an ATM, flat-screen TVs, and a laptop. A developing story we are following. Congress now has less than 48 hours to pass a new spending bill, or the government will begin shutting down at midnight on Friday. Weijia Jiang has more from Capitol Hill.
GOP House leaders wanted to vote on a short-term spending deal today that would keep the government open until February and would include a 6-year reauthorization of the Children's Health Insurance Program. Conservative support was already wavering. Then President Trump tweeted this morning that CHIP should be part of a long-term solution, not a 30-day or short-term extension. It's the latest example of confusing White House statements that are frustrating Republicans.
I don't know whether it's clear to the president what we're trying to do is reauthorize CHIP long term and not just for 30 days.
Democrats are insisting on a deal to fix DACA, the program that allows undocumented immigrants brought to America as children to live and work here. But the president has rejected 2 previous bipartisan deals struck in the House and the Senate.
What they want in return is continuously a moving target, and it continuously expands.
President Trump insists his conditions have not changed. He says he will agree to a DACA deal in exchange for money to build a wall along the Mexican border.
The president is demanding $18 billion for the project. This morning, he tweeted, "If there is no wall, there is no deal." Weijia Jiang, CBS News, Capitol Hill.